It's September 20th, 2017, and definitely time to do another video. The energy is pretty wild. Currently, there are hurricanes happening. There's an earthquake in Mexico. A lot of stuff is happening environmentally, weather-wise. But I'm not going to necessarily talk about that. I want to talk about what some of you are experiencing right now that's going on. So there is, for many of you, a very strong feeling that everything is great. It's like this huge energy, like a wave or not even like a wave. It feels like it's propelling you. And throughout the day, you might have surges of overwhelming prosperity, abundance. Everything's okay. Everything's great. And in general, everything does feel great. Even if there's some things on the table for you that you're looking to do, maybe a new job, maybe a move, whatever, it doesn't seem to matter. It's like, no, there's this great sense of hope and excitement and power and goodness that's occurring. There are also these little teeny zaps that you might be getting throughout the day that are sort of disconcerting. They might be zooming feelings of a little panic, a little anxiety, questioning, not quite sure what's going on. And I think two things are happening. One is, for those of us that have been empathic, we're becoming even more expansively empathic. That means that we're feeling other people's feelings. And we're feeling the collective consciousness and the mass consciousness so much bigger now. What we might say is you might have heard this phrase, the veil between the worlds is thinner, but it's really about dimensions now. If you're someone who hasn't necessarily known that you've been empathic, but you're feeling all this, that means you are becoming more empathic. And probably all of us will be connected to each other emotionally, strongly, on a empathic / telepathic way sooner rather than later. So that's one thing that's happening. We're feeling each other's feelings. We're in this, sometimes it can feel like a fray. Sometimes it can feel a little bit of chaos, a little chaotic. It's not overshadowing how wonderful we feel. It's not overshadowing these dynamic bursts of all is well. It feels funky. Feels a little strange. So besides the empathic connection, I am going to say this other thing that might seem far out there, but it's not really. I picked up a copy of Scientific American the other day. It's a special edition. And I was very pleased to see that many of the articles address multiple dimensions. And it features physicists, scientists, who have done investigation and created theories and are backing up their theories with experiments and results that addresses many dimensions. So that all makes sense. How I'll describe it is for us moving from a three-dimensional awareness to a multidimensional, and many people are talking about 4 and 5 dimensions. In Scientific American, they address right up front 10 dimensions. Could be 12 dimensions. We don't even know. So what it's like, how I describe it is, and I think most of us have had this experience. When you go into a dressing room or you go somewhere where, I'm going to use a dressing room image, where there's a mirror in front of you. It's like a three pieces. So there's the piece here on your left, in the front, and on the right. And you're trying on clothes, you're like, this is great. You know, oh, look, there's 1 of me, 2 of me, 3 of me, like 3 reflections of you. And then you can, sometimes if you go like out into the hallway and they have, that 3-way to check yourself out, there's also mirrors behind. And so some of you have done this where you're looking forward, but there's a reflection of the mirror behind you, and you know what I mean. But you just go on forever. You see an image of yourself going on forever. And it's like, oh, it's like cool to play with and a little weird because you're like, where is that going? Like, why is there so many images of me? So you've got, let's say, for example, 27 images of you on the left in that left mirror that's angled, and 27 of you in the front going backwards, and 27 of you on the right. This is what we're experiencing. We're experiencing an expansiveness in awareness of your consciousness. So these dimensions already exist. They're flourishing, they're happening, they're doing their thing. And we're just, for whatever reason you want to believe it, are now noticing them. We're seeing them more. And I may have said this before in another video. It's like selective hearing. When you go into a party and there's lots of things going on, music, people talking, the caterers are bringing food around. Oh, would you like some cheese? And you're listening specifically to the person in front of you. You know the music's going on. You know they're offering food and drinks and all sorts of stuff is happening. Conversations are occurring. But you are focused on the one in front of you. And so you don't hear the rest. You hear that one. Even amongst all this chaos and chit-chat, you can still listen and hear the person in front of you. And they don't even have to be shouting, but you tune in. It's your selective hearing. We have selectively chosen to pay attention to 3 dimensions, this reality that we all have co-created together. This is the way it works. Now, when you're at a party and you have an interest over here, maybe it's a topic comes up that you want to hear more about, or over here it's someone you're interested in and so you want to hear what they're saying. Whatever diverts your attention from the person in front of you and that singular attention, it brings you here. And then even though you're looking at that person in front of you, you can hear this conversation. All right? You're selectively choosing to hear and focus on something else. And you could even be listening to someone or look like you're listening to them and half listening to them, however you want to say it, but noticing, be like, oh, what is that food coming around that caterer wants? What did they say is in that? I have a gluten allergy. Is that gluten-free over there? Whatever. You can change your perspective of attention. Well, all that's happening, as simple as I'm going to make it sound, is again, we're expanding. So instead of focusing on 3 dimensions and thinking that's it, just this person in front of me that I'm listening to, just 3 dimensions, collective consciousness awareness, we're moving to multi-dimensions. And so, if you're at a party, you can hear maybe someone who's coming in the door that's farther away. It doesn't matter. Time and space is an illusion. Distance is an illusion. The time isn't linear. So that can be kind of funky and stressful. And it's not something that we necessarily chose consciously to say, all of a sudden I'm going to wake up and see 4 dimensions or sense 4 dimensions or hear things on all 5 dimensions. It's just happening. And so with that, a lot of things are feeling, like I said, funky, disconcerting, concerning. But overall, we're feeling pretty good because we're becoming more authentically connected to our true selves and less hooked into other people around us. So we're being aligned to our true selves, finding joy, peace, comfort, relaxation in that. We are then able to look and experience and notice sensory, multisensory, lots of other dimensions. One of the things that I really enjoyed about the American, Scientific American edition that just came out, talked about 2 black holes coming together and changing this whole wave of gravity that changes time and space, and how that created the Earth into 3 dimensions. I mean, it's pretty cool, but it came from a multi-dimensional universe. It's all super cool stuff. And it's nothing that is like kind of out there like people think. It's actually legit science. So I hope you're all doing well. I'll check in again, when I get a chance. And you're just learning more, expanding more, seeing more, knowing more. And it's all good. It's all good. Just keep remembering it's good, because energy is affected by your thoughts. So whatever you put out there, the energy will form itself to give you that. So keep all the good stuff going, all right? Everything's fine. Keep the good stuff going out there, and lots of amazing things are going to be happening for you. All right, bye.